What's happening? So, it was a little different today. I got to see Fear the Walking Dead a little early. I don't know why, it was online or whatever, so I watched it. So it was a better episode than last week. The first one to start off the season was anticlimactic to me. I didn't really like the way the season started off. This one right here starts off a little better, man. It starts off, we see Daniel make his appearance. So Daniel Salazar is now back into the show. Victor Strand goes some. He trying to get some help. He finds out that Daniel is the dude that got the plan. So it's like, oh, they're gonna combine forces and he gonna get the plane. They're gonna come go save the people and stuff. Maybe not. We'll see. But the crew, Al, she's gone. She's not even in this episode. She's been taken away. Morgan and Alicia, they meet up with some woman. They out there looking for Al. Man, they meet up with some woman and it's a strange dynamic that was introduced into this episode, because there was like a radiation plant or something that went awry. And so that's another thing that's plaguing this community. So it's like you can't even kill every walker, or you gotta watch out because you might get exposed. So a lot of people died from radiation exposure. So a lot of these walkers running around are full of radiation. So that's crazy. One thing I didn't like about this episode, I thought that was awkward, was Lucia, whatever. So she got her surgery or whatever to fix her shoulder and get that thing out of her shoulder and stuff. So they give her medication and everything, and they leave her. They just leave her by herself to try to talk on the walkie-talkie and see if she can find Strand and them. I don't like that, because as you see later on in the episode, like it's nighttime. She goes out there walking, looking for things. Like she about to pass out, walking outside and about to get killed by the walkers. So it's like, she not off sound mind and body. You leaving her out there. John and June, I think, they didn't have a too big a thing in this episode. Like, they walked around and eventually they found a house that was full of radiated walkers. So they brought the other lady to that place, because Morgan and Alicia helps the woman try to find some of her people or whatever. They have a lot of radiated walkers that she's trying to get rid of, because she doesn't want them to go into other areas and plague other people and stuff. So she feels it's her responsibility to take care of them, because she ran the plant and they had abundance of supplies, etc. and stuff. But once society fell apart, they didn't have the means to keep this plant running straight and whatever. And she didn't realize that, so it ended up getting everybody killed. She might be exposed as well, so she doesn't leave with the group. She feel like she might die or whatever, so she don't want to be a burden on anybody or whatever. So she feels it's her responsibility. They still have this need to want to help everybody. Like, we're gonna save Al, and we're gonna find these kids, and we're gonna bring these kids back and everything. I don't like that they're trying to help everybody, man. Is nice in theory or whatever, but man, you can't do that. Like, that's gonna be the death of them all. And Daniel, we see in the episode, so Daniel is talking to Victor the whole episode and stuff, and he like, yeah, the plane, and I don't believe you, etc. So they finally talk to Lucia or whatever, and Daniel kicks him out. Daniel's like, you can't go save anybody. Everybody you try to help, they end up dying or whatever or something. You a bad man. It's like the soup Nazi on Seinfeld. You a bad, very, very bad man. It was kind of like that. So he kicks him out at the end. He does all this. They talk the whole episode, and he tries to find his backstory just to kick him out. So I'm hoping maybe Daniel takes the plane by himself and goes to save him. I doubt it. But Victor is out there walking in the dark. And so he killing walkers and stuff. Then Lucia, she had went outside and looked for these walkers, went to see what the sound was. And so she made it back in time. But whenever everybody finds her again, they go outside and she's like, where are all the walkers? Where are all the walkers? And so they walk outside and they are cut up and their heads are hanging and they are by a billboard or whatever. So we're going to have to find out who are these people that are killing these walkers and hanging their heads and doing this. Like, that's a group I don't want to cross. And I don't know if that's the group that has Al, but something isn't right about this place. So it's a little mystery. It's a little Resident Evil mixed with Scooby-Doo murder mysteries or whatever. So it's heating up a little bit. So I didn't like the way the season started, but episode 2 kind of saved it a little bit. Episode 2 is pretty interesting so far. So it's good to have some Walking Dead back. For some reason, I don't see Talking Dead doesn't look like it's coming on this week. So you can watch my episode. You can watch this instead. I don't have a special guest or whatever, but no Talking Dead this week. But we have Fear the Walking Dead. So that's my thoughts on this episode, man. And we'll see. Like, comment, subscribe. Gonna be the greatest and the most hated. Shit. Peace out.